Alright, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Nanatsu no Taizai 7 Deadly Sins, episode 11. A long-standing feeling in this episode. We finally get to see Baaaan and Meliodas' fight, and it was pretty fucking dope. Oh my gosh, I really was not prepared for it in the slightest, but on top of that, we also got to see the fight between Hauser and Deanne, and Deanne went the fuck off. Like, Deanne is awesome. Just the fact, well, I mean, of course, she is a 7 Deadly Sin. So, I mean, it would go without saying that Deanne is pretty fucking strong. But Hauser has a pretty freaking amazing ability. Like, he can create pretty much like tornadoes and cyclones. And when there was a part during this episode when Hawk said, there's a storm coming, or he said there's a storm brewing, and I thought that maybe it was a pun on Hauser's ability because he's able to create storms, but we find out about that later. So yeah, so Deanne had to fight Hauser, and Deanne went the fuck off. And well, first she got her ass handed to her, and then she went off and pretty much took out Hauser. She has an ability that makes her body pretty much like iron, which kind of reminded me of one of the people from what is the name of that group in Fairy Tail, but yeah, she took him out with like almost without a problem. Like, she was trying not to go too hard on him because she knows she is really strong. And I also think that's like so freaking awesome that Deanne is still so strong and she's not small. Because at first, when I first saw Deanne, I was like, okay, she is huge, so of course she's going to be strong. But the fact that she's still as strong as she was when she is small is pretty awesome. So Deanne is awesome. Deanne is an awesome sin. That sounded bad. The Deanne is an awesome sin. And then after that, they show like Meliodas' fight with Cain, and we find out that Cain was used to live in the city that they were holy knights in, and Meliodas, he accused Meliodas of like destroying the village, or destroying the city, and killing all those people, and killing Liz, whom we'd seen flashbacks of before from Meliodas. So hopefully they go more into depth about that. I know a little bit, but not a whole lot. I want to read the manga, but then again I don't, because I want to be surprised when stuff happens. But probably after the season ends, I will go back and catch up to the manga. But him and Cain, they had this like reunion, and Cain was crying, and Meliodas was like, you really are the real Meliodas. And he was like, how are you still a little kid? You're supposed to be like in your 30s, which brings me to what I used to say, that Meliodas is a pedophile because he is messing with Elizabeth and he's supposed to be in his 30s. But anyways, so Cain forfeited and Meliodas won that fight. And then they show the fight between Meliodas and Baaaan, and that fight went the fuck off. Like, oh my gosh, was really just not prepared for that fight in the slightest. They went the fuck in. Like, Baaaan has a awesome ability where he can take the powers from his opponent, and Meliodas' ability, he can reflect any hit that is put on him. So that was a very interesting fight, and Baaaan looked like he was about to like fuck Meliodas up. Meliodas, at the last second, he used his dark mark on his forehead, and he literally blew Baaaan away. So Meliodas won that fight, which I thought was pretty awesome. So, I mean, I think that was pretty much, no, the last fight is going to be between Meliodas and Deanne, and regardless of whichever one wins, they're going to get their holy treasure, or holy weapon. And Baaaan fucked Meliodas up, cause he paid off some strippers to make Deanne jealous, and Deanne is about to go the fuck in. Like, she already literally put Meliodas in the ground. So next week's episode is going to be pretty fucking awesome. I'm so looking forward to seeing how things turn out with that. But as always, this episode was so awesome. And then, oh, I almost forgot at the end, the storm that was a brewing was Jericho. Jericho is coming to where the deadly sins are, and you already know that she is coming after Baaaan, because Baaaan just literally hurt her self-esteem. But I can understand why she's pissed, because Baaaan literally just made her look like a pansy in front of him. So now that Jericho has this awesome power, and more than likely Baaaan couldn't even put a hit on Gyula, I doubt that he's going to be able to put a hit on Jericho, because Jericho looks like she is about to go the fuck in. But Jericho looks awesome, and she even cut her hair. So Jericho, she looks pretty intimidating right now. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to next week's episode. I'm so looking forward to seeing how things turn out. I know Baaaan is about to get what's coming to him. And then they also keep showing that Sin, I cannot remember his name, the one with the green hair. So it looks like another Sin might be joining the group as well. But as always, oh, one more thing. I keep remembering things. He was talking to something. It looked like another Sin, or it looked like some armor or something. Someone that was wanted. It was on a wanted poster at the end of the episode. So that looks like it's about to get really, really interesting. I'm so looking forward to it. I keep saying that. I probably said that like 8 times. That's neither here nor there. So, as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It would help me out a whole lot, and I would also love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How do you feel about the way things turned out? How do you think the fight between how do you think the fight between Deanne and Meliodas is going to go? I think that Deanne, unless Meliodas uses the black mark on his forehead, I think that Deanne got this one in the bag, because she is so fucking pissed that Meliodas supposedly was messing with those girls, even though they're not even together, and she knows that he has a thing for Elizabeth. But anyways, as always, this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.